Morning guys, how you doing? Here we go then, our first recorded assembly. Now this is going to be something that all your heads of houses are going to be doing with you on a Tuesday, and the purpose is to try and bring a little bit of normality back, what we'd be doing on a normal school day if us guys were actually in the school building. And bear with me, it's my first time for it, so let's see if I can share my screen with you. Excellent. Okay. And as he says there, what we're looking at today is mental health during the coronavirus pandemic, because this is a really difficult time for everybody, but in particular, you guys as teenagers, you might be feeling stressed, worried, any of those feelings above, because there's so much uncertainty around it. And your normal routine of going into school, getting up into school, moving around to different classes, seeing your different teachers, some you like, some you don't like, hanging around one stop after school, meeting your friends at lunchtime or break time, seeing Mary in the canteen, that's no longer available to you at the moment because restrictions are being put in place. And although some people might complain about going into school, generally, I fully believe, and I've said to you before, the morning school is a happy place. You guys are a really good group of students to have around. Everybody enjoys teaching you, and everybody is missing, your staff are missing those interactions. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read every single slide to you. I think the most important thing to take from this slide is in the middle there, that it's okay to have these feelings, these uncertainties, a little bit of anxiousness, being stressed, because the normality is being taken away from you. And the purpose of this assembly is just to have a little chat with you about strategies you might want to put in place to try and help you through these difficult times. And I honestly think with you guys being teenagers, it's probably going to affect you more than anybody, because your freedom's been taken away from you. The really important stuff of socialising with friends has been taken away from you. Schooling's been taken away from you, or certainly been changed through doing it online. And you're all indoors. So there are going to be arguments indoors. There are going to be disagreements. You are going to be feeling a little bit of trapped, worried or concerned. And the important thing that you need to know is that as a school, we are here to support you. Now, your schoolwork is so important at this time. Now, we don't know at the moment when we're going to be going back to school, but your teachers have been working really hard over the Easter holidays to organise resources for you, and the Zoom lessons are going to start. You really need to attend those Zoom lessons. You will have a timetable. It's on the school website for which you need to follow, and you need to do your best to motivate yourselves to study. Now, I fully appreciate how difficult it can be in different households, depending on what's going on. You might have younger siblings there, mum and dad, or mum, dad, carer, whoever you live with might be trying to juggle work along with trying to support you through your studies. And it's going to be different, and it will be difficult. But you need to be checking those emails daily. Your school emails, and how to get onto those is on the school website through 365. You need to be on those, checking those, the works coming through from your teachers daily. And believe it or not, teachers would enjoy receiving some sort of emails back from you guys. We are missing you. We have worked hard to put that work on the school website for you guys to access. But if you don't understand, drop us an email. We are going to be here during school hours to respond back to any concerns that you guys might have. If you have been requested to get the work back across, whether it's a photograph to send back to Mark, or just be doing it in your books, try and complete that to the best of your ability. Now, this is really important where I say best of your ability. As a school, we appreciate that different households may face different challenges throughout this time. It might be the case that you're only sharing one computer amongst 3 siblings. It might be the case that because mum and dad need to work, some of the responsibility lies on you looking after the younger ones. We get that. And we don't want that to school to be added to the pressure. But at the same time, you need to be looking out for yourselves, and we are here to support you so that you can make the best of your full ability during these difficult times. If you are affected in any way, or you're finding it difficult to access the schoolwork, you must let your teachers know, your heads of houses, your guidance managers, anybody who's around you, part of the team that's going to support you, because we are here to help. We don't want it to be a situation where things are stressful for mum, dad, parent, carer at home, or that you are having arguments with siblings because you're stressed that you need the time on the computer. If it is a real struggle to access your schoolwork, please get in contact with us and we are here to support you. If you've got friends that are struggling or lacking motivation, think what you could be doing there to try and support them. We need everybody, where possible, engaging with this learning. But at the same time, it needs to be manageable for us as your teachers, you guys at home, but also your parents, because we realise that this is a really difficult time at the moment. Creating a routine, hugely important, okay? I spoke to some of you before we broke up for Easter, and some of you got a phone call from me during the Easter holidays. If you're in homes, your heads of houses were doing the same. And we were finding out that you weren't waking up until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. That is, and then staying in your pajamas for the whole day and doing your schoolwork in your pajamas. That is not creating a positive environment for you guys to work, okay? If you get yourselves up, get yourselves dressed, have your breakfast, make sure you clean your teeth, brush your hair, you have set yourself up a lot better for your studies for the rest of the day, and making sure that you're doing those small tasks and applying yourself to your learning, rather than getting up, slumping on the settee, being in your dressing gown, your Thundercats pajamas, your Toy Story pajamas, whatever you're wearing, watching a little bit of TV, then opening your books and thinking, oh, I can't really be bothered today. You can't be bothered because you've not started properly. Get up, get yourselves dressed, set yourselves a nice routine where you know you're going to get up maybe the usual time you get up for school. You know you're going to have your breakfast. You know what time you're going to start. You're going to be tuning into your heads of houses daily briefings at 8:45 every morning. We're going to be touching base with you. Then you've got your program of study, your timetable to follow. And yeah, there might be times where you need to be flexible with that, but where there's a Zoom lesson going on, you need to make sure you're logging on and your teachers know that you're accessing that content. You might find it useful there to plan a day or a week, or have your timetable and add or adjust it how you feel fit. But there's going to be times where possible, you need to be on that internet and accessing those Zoom lessons. Now, sleep. Guys, finding out that you're playing your Xboxes with your pal until 2 in the morning, this isn't a holiday. Your Easter holidays are now finished and you're now back in school. So your school bedtimes, your school daily routines should be trying to be put in place. I get that it's difficult. I really, really do. And nobody's going to be coming around to check that you're in bed by 9:30. But at the same time, if we're getting reports that you're not doing your schoolwork, we will be giving you a call, a supportive call, to say, hey, what's going on, student A? How comes you're struggling with maths? You might say to me, well, Mr. Fielding, there's only one computer in the house. That's fine. I'll look into making sure the PowerPoints are sent through to you. But if you then say to me, well, I was playing Xbox with my cousin, we didn't go to bed till 3 in the morning, so I was tired, so I didn't get up till 1 in the afternoon. That's not how things need to work at the moment. We all need to be pulling together to make as much as possible this difficult situation into a success. And whereas at the moment on this slide I've been talking about how you should be working, it's also important that you implement breaks, doing some exercise and stick to that schedule. Looking after your bodies, just touched on it there with your physicality and how your physical health affects your mental health. This will make you laugh. No, I was just in normal clothes, no lycra, but myself and my son have just been out for a 7-mile bike ride just to break the day out. You're allowed out for 1 hour of exercise a day. When you are exercising, it breaks the day up, and the release within your body makes you more prepared or more up for the day. Instead of just being sat in your room with the curtains closed, getting outside and getting fresh air will have a positive impact on you. The exercise needs to be matched with eating healthily. Now, we've all had Easter, hopefully had a fantastic time and got ourselves some Easter eggs, but sitting in and eating crisps and sweets and chocolate all day and not getting the balanced meal of protein, carbohydrates, your vitamins and your minerals in is going to bring your whole mood down. Eating well, being hydrated and exercising will have huge benefits in your well-being, and that's so important at the moment. Now, you're allowed to leave home, as it says there, for one form of exercise a day, and I've just touched on that I've also I've just been on a bike ride, but this will make you laugh because my kids dragged me into doing the Joe Wicks workout. Granted, I couldn't work for 2 hours for the next 2 days. I couldn't walk properly because I'm getting old and all my muscles were sore the next day. But it was good fun, and it set us all up for the day. Yeah, I looked ridiculous doing the bunny hops and the Spider-Man lunges or whatever other activities that Joe Wicks had me doing. But it was good fun. And once that finished, we all felt a lot better. We had a lot more energy to complete my work task, which I'm doing, but also my two kids had to get on with their schoolwork as well. And it is tough. For your parents, this is tough at the moment. Believe me, I'm a school teacher, and teaching my two kids is stressful, and trying to keep them engaged, because in their head, they don't, and they're younger than you guys, but they don't necessarily relate to being at home and doing schoolwork. Where's the link there? Because when I'm at home, it's time with my family. But at this point, at this moment, we're in school, and your front room or wherever you're doing your schoolwork is your classroom. And if mum's asking you to do that work, if dad's asking, whoever you live with is asking you to do that work, they do not need you to be a battle with them. You need to realise that this is school time. It's not an extended holiday. And everybody needs to be working collaboratively, working together to make the best of this situation. Stay connected with others. Hugely important when we say this, but the most important thing is that you remember what we've done in assemblies previously, that you keep yourself safe. Unfortunately, yeah, we're in bad times at the moment, but there'll be people out there who will looking to sort of promote the negative things they're using the internet for. And if that's the case, you need to make sure that you're not falling into any traps, that you know who you're talking to. The basic key safety that we've done in your PSHE lessons and your assemblies needs to be put in place here. It's great. At this particular time, social media, I'm finding it really useful to speak to my family that I'm not allowed to see. We've got apps like your FaceTime, your house party, where you can have group chats, and it brings a little bit of comfort. So I would really proactively say, guys, talk to each other through these apps, but be safe. Don't be talking to people you don't know. Don't be talking to people that you've met through your Xbox friend or a friend of a friend. Keep it to people that you know and you trust. Make sure that you're talking to your family, your friends, and if you really need to, through your school emails, make sure that you are talking to your heads of houses, your guidance managers, your teachers, if you just need that release, because talking is what's going to get us through this, guys. I'd hate to think that people are there bottling all their emotions up and trying to battle this on their own, because as strong as you are, however strong a character you think you are going to need support. We're all going to need support through these times. And I'm just making you aware during this assembly that as a school, we are here, and you know where you're going from. Now, I just spoke about, and I'll just touch on it briefly, about emails. Now, your emails, when you contact your teachers or your heads of houses, you need to make sure that they are written appropriately, so no slang or text terminology in it. But more importantly, you need to make sure that when you're replying to an email, you make sure you know who you're replying to, and you check that before you press send. Because we've had a few emails go around on a reply to all, where conversations have been shared because that person hasn't checked who they're replying to, with the whole school, people's parents. So just be careful about your email etiquette, how you're writing your email. Make sure it's written properly, and just check that where it's going is to the appropriate person. So lovely title there. We're apart, but we're not alone. I've said to you that as a school, we are here to support you. I cannot tell you what a great school I think the morning school is, and that is predominantly down to how fantastic you guys are. But we are in uncertain times at the moment, and as we spoke about, as you guys as teenagers, I'm sure you're going to be worried, and you're going to think, oh, I just need somebody to talk to. Now, hopefully, it's a situation where you've got support at home, but if you haven't, you need to know that we are here. Your heads of houses, guidance managers, if you need us at any time, you just drop us an email, and we're allowed to give you a call, and through your parents' mobiles, and just check in with you to make sure you're okay. We miss seeing your faces. That's a line. That's not just me, because I'm doing this assembly. Miss Jed, Mr. Barnes, Miss Fulton. We are missing those daily interactions with you, because we wouldn't be teachers, we wouldn't be working at the morning school if we didn't enjoy those interactions. We are missing them as well. And whereas some of you might be thinking, oh, I do night school, I bet you're missing it now. I bet you're missing it now, because it's a great place to be. And you guys are lucky to have such support around. I'm missing Mary in the canteen. I'm missing walking past people in the corridor. I'm even missing Miss Jed having a go at me about stuff that I'm not even sure whether I've done or not. These are things that I didn't think I would miss, but I certainly am in school. And if you were unsure or you didn't think that that was enough support, down the bottom there of this screen, jot those down, because there are 2 websites there that are set up to support teenagers through this difficult time. The last slide, okay, whatever you can do in this situation, you can be kind to others. I would hate to think that through social media that people are making it difficult for other people of our school community. We've had that, the e-safety, we've had the assemblies about photos that get put up and the comments that we've made and the adverse effects, and people think, oh, it was only a joke. At these times, we've got to eliminate that. Now, when I'm not aware of anything going on at the moment, it was just a real plea. You know that as a school community, you're a fantastic group of students. You know what is right or wrong. And when we've had conversations in the past, if people have made mistakes, which is not uncommon for teenagers to do, you've been able to sort of rectify or say, actually, no, Mr. Fielden, that was out of order. I shouldn't have commented it, or I only commented to be spiteful or to be horrible. But at these times, everybody's got enough difficulties. We don't need to make life difficult for others. We just need to be kind. We need to be there to support each other. And as soon as we're through this and we're back in school with smiling faces, we can get back to some normality. But for now, it's a little bit tough, and we all just need to be there to support each other, be kind to each other. If you've got a friend there that you think needs a little bit of extra support, get in contact with your head of house. We can make sure we can check in with them. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you now. There'll be another head of house doing the next assembly. Remember, starting from, we should have started by the time you see this on Monday, you'd have your head of houses checking in every day. Your invites will go out. We want to see you guys come in at 8:45 and just checking in with a brief message. Again, brings a little bit of normality, checks you're out of bed, checks you're ready to work. All your resources are on the school website. If you are having any problems with your emails by now, we should be aware. But if not, if you know of a friend that's struggling, please get in contact with us. Take care, stay safe, see you all soon. Lovely speaking to you today. Bye-bye, everyone.